Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom, there ruled a king named King Derek. Known far and wide for his cruelty, he was feared more than loved. His eyes were cold, his heart harder than stone. He cared only for gold, power, and control. Anyone who dared to speak against him was thrown into prison or executed without trial. People in his kingdom lived in fear. Taxes were high, punishments were brutal, and justice belonged only to the rich. The poor were left to suffer, starve, or disappear. The king's soldiers roamed the streets, watching and spying on everyone. But among the people was a young boy named Arav. He was not rich, nor powerful, but he was brave. His father, once a wise advisor to the court, had been killed for speaking out against the king's injustice. Arav grew up with a burning desire to bring change. One day, Arav sneaked into the royal gardens, disguised as a servant. There he heard of a prophecy, hidden deep in the palace archives. The king's end shall come not by sword, but by the voice of the people. Arav knew what he had to do. He traveled from village to village, secretly spreading stories of the king's cruelty and reminding people of their strength when united. Slowly, fear turned into courage. The people began to speak, then shout, then rise. One night, as the king slept in his golden bed, thousands gathered outside the palace gates, holding torches and chanting for justice. The walls shook with the voice of the people. The king woke in terror not of swords, but of the truth he could no longer silence. The palace guards, seeing the will of the people, refused to fight. The gates were opened, and the cruel king was dragged out and put on trial not by nobles, but by the very people he had oppressed. King Derek was sentenced to live the rest of his life in the same prison he had filled with innocents. A new council was formed, led by wise leaders chosen by the people, and Arav became a symbol of courage and freedom. The kingdom finally breathed in peace, and the story of the cruel king became a lesson for rulers forever after.